All right, guys, I'll just start it off. I finally got the chance, since it was included in my package free. I saw the Iron Claw. You guys weren't kidding. That was a solid movie, you know. Zac Efron, the first time I saw him, I go, what on earth? How many steroids have you done?
Yeah, something happened to him for sure. He claims it was a jaw injury, right? But then when people look at the timeline, the jaw injury happened like 10 years ago. Now he's only looking different, last 5 years. So still damn good. I would trade my looks for him in a heartbeat, but definitely look way different.
Yes, he did. But he did a good job acting wise. The cast was good. I'm not going to go into the whole storyline. It's basically about the Von Erich wrestling family, and he plays Kevin. It's a family that apparently was cursed. I mean, a lot of bad stuff happened to that family for different reasons, including, I think, a couple different suicides. If you get a chance to look online, there was probably 8 or 9 things that the movie portrayed that weren't really true to what exactly happened. It's kind of an interesting read after the fact, but I would say watching the movie is very solid, very well done, and a good kind of docu movie about the Von Erich family and wrestling back in the late 70s, early 80s.
Yeah, so you love the nostalgia. I mean, that was a nostalgia high for you, right? It had to have been.
It was.
Did you watch WWE or whatever, the Ric Flair era wrestling? Did you watch that or not really?
Yeah, I really came into it. We watched it big time when Hulk Hogan was the big star. Hulk Hogan and Ric Flair was still it was the WWF at the time.
Yeah, he was on his way out.
Yeah, he was kind of on his way out. I watched more of the Hogan and the Iron Sheik, that group there. But it was well done. The wrestling scenes were well done, and a good, solid movie.
Again, like we've said with sports movies, whether it's baseball, basketball, football, if you're going to do a sports movie, it better look realistic.
Mm-hmm.
And the wrestling in that movie looked as realistic as wrestling can to me. So that was I'm going to watch it again.
They did it right.
Yeah, very solid movie. You guys got anything else on Tedertainment?
I was going to throw out a show on Netflix. I don't know if you guys have come across, but we've watched it quite a bit. My wife and daughter have really come to, they watch it almost every night. They love before bed, or they'll watch it. It's on Netflix. It's super entertaining. The host of it is Mikey Day, who was actually in Unfrosted. He was one of the Snap Crackle Pop guys.
Yeah.
Is It Cake? Have you guys ever seen this?
I came across that. Yes. I watched one episode.
Jared, have you heard of that?
Yeah, I haven't seen it. But I think I understand what the premise is. Yes,
it is. It's one of those shows. If you've got nothing else to watch, not even that. Not even if you have nothing else to watch, like put it on. It's super entertaining. But really, like if you've run out of movies and you're like, I need something, pop it on, and it has the professional bakers. I mean, people that this is what they do for their professional career. They bake cakes, but they get an object. And they have to bake a cake that looks just like that object, whether it's a laptop, whether it's a basketball, whether it's a boot, what a fireman's suit, whatever it is.
They have to, beach ball, random shit.
Right. They have to bake a cake. And then the contest is that then they bring on like 3 guest judges. A panel. And they have to guess. And, they put 3 of the actual object and then the cake. And the panel has to guess which one is the cake. And then, if the baker was able to fool the panel, then they win. And it's insane. Like, it's insane how often you look at it and you're like, I cannot tell which one is a cake. And it sounds like a goofy premise, but it's Mikey Day, the host, makes it pretty entertaining. And then just seeing what they do with the cakes is pretty cool. So I would, if you're looking for some kind of easy watch, entertaining, Is It Cake on Netflix.
And there's a bunch of unbelievable, man. It's unbelievable how they do that. It reminds me, the show I used to watch when I was a kid. I loved it. Absolutely loved Cake Boss. The cakes they whipped up on that show, it reminds me a lot of what I'm looking at here with these different items. That's that's what I like to call beautiful TV. You just kind of shut the brain off. You watch it. Is it cake? Is it not? And next thing you know, 3 hours pass by. And you got a smile on your face. So,
yeah, our brain shut off show at night before we go to bed and wrap things up. I do it for my wife, but I enjoy it too. We pop on a House Hunter. We watch a House Hunter. Easy half hour. Make our picks.
There's a bunch of those shows on HGTV. You just pop that on and yeah.
I was down a weird rabbit hole the other day about how a lot of the, I mean, this is not some crazy, obviously TV magic. How basically a lot of those, extreme makeover house editions and the house hunter, and the flip it or fix it or whatever these shows, how they're basically like BS. And it's like almost like they duct tape stuff to the walls to make it look nice. And then, once production's done, they get rid of it all. So that we don't need to ruin those. So basically my little Tedertainment is a kind of a teaser. I mean, big month of June coming with a few big time shows all coming out, all few of my favorites. I mean, House of the Dragon. Matt, we're still waiting for you to get on board with it, man. Still waiting, still time.
I'll be watching it.
I think that first episode of the new season comes out in about 10 days time, June 12th, I believe. So that's a big one. House of the Dragon is coming out in June. The Boys, which is kind of the superhero. Ted, I would actually be curious what your review of that might be if you gave it episode 1 a watch. It's pretty wild.
The Boys,
basically, The Boys. It's on Amazon. Basically about superheroes, but if it was kind of more realistic and they're kind of evil in a way. So that's going to be a big time show coming out season 4, I believe, in June. And then The Bear with Iron Claw actor Jeremy Allen White. He's returning. So those 3 shows coming out in June. Man, I don't know why they release these in June. It's like summertime. I want to be golfing. I want to be outside. Why do they not bring these out in like January when we really need them? But
absolutely,
so be it. I'm going to be watching regardless. So those 3 big shows all coming out this month.
I watched the first episode of The Bear with my wife, and after that, we both thought it didn't pull me in. I might give it another episode or two because I know it's highly regarded.
It's good. I don't go, wow, this is unbelievable, like most people do. It is a great show, but I do enjoy watching it. So that's where I'm at. I would say of those 3 shows, that's probably the one I'm least looking forward to watching. Still, I mean, got to throw it out there. Big time show too.
Yeah. I'll give it another shot. I think probably. I did have one more.
Or are you out on superheroes? I think you've stated that before on the pod.
I'll watch the first episode of The Boys. I'll do my homework and give you my review on that and see if it's worthwhile.
All right,
I'll do that.
Have you ever watched that one? Or that seems like something you might watch.
I've seen it, and the Bear is one that we've definitely said that we want to watch because we watched Shameless and then Iron Claw, so we like him as an actor. But
he's good. The last one I'll just wrap it up with is we were talking about the Tom Brady roast and how Nikki Glaser totally killed it on that roast. So she has a HBO special. Checked it out. Someday You'll Die. First of all, she is a good looking woman. I mean, she had this skin tight dress on, but she is raunchy. She is raunchy as can be.
She is.
She reminds me of young Amy Schumer. Remember when Amy Schumer came out originally? Very similar type of humor, but
you better have thick skin if you watch her comedy.
Yeah, don't let the kids hear it. That's what I'll say. It's definitely a hard R, but it was entertaining. She has a great delivery. She's probably one of my top comedians I think out there. I really do. So that's it.
Yeah,
that's all I got.
Good stuff.
Love it. Good little 10-minute segment. I mean, can't wait. We need The Boys review. We need it.
All right.
And I'd be curious if you guys actually watch one episode of This Is Cake. I'd be curious if it gets you.
I'll definitely hop on again. I think I just came across it one night.
Yeah.
I think we were at somebody's house and watched some of it. Yeah, this is pretty funny. So
fun.
I'll check out at least an episode or two. Yep. It's on Netflix.
Yep.
All right, we'll do it. Anything else, boys, before we wrap this thing up?
Nope.
Let's call it a podcast. I want to again thank everybody at the Memorial Healthcare's Wellness Center. They do it up right. Talk to a rep, go online, see what discounts are available for memberships. Get healthy and get in shape. By the way, I meant to mention it. We were talking about our little contest we had about, sports personalities who you don't like and maybe historical events. If any of our listeners want to hit us up on Twitter, give us your thoughts on that. We'd always love to hear from you and make sure you're out there.
Yep.
Also want to thank our other partners. They include the ALS Association, AZ Branding Solutions, Jacobs Insurance Agency, Corey Shook and Associates, Real Estate Services, Nelson House Funeral Homes, Rivals Tap House and Grill, and Success Group Mortgage and Servicing. Our friends from Chi-Town going to be busy this month. They have a big show in Fenton on the 13th of June, and then they're playing the Auburn Hills Summerfest June 22nd. So if you want to go see the boys, I know they got another show in Durand coming up at the later part of this month as well. So check them out. That's it. Peace and love, everybody. Be kind. Thanks for listening.